Guys, I am starting my first video of 2024 with no intro, just cold open, because I cannot even wrap my mind around the fact that it only took the MCU 2 days into 2024 to take a disastrous L. That being, for those of you that haven't heard, the fact that Yeun, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name, has dropped out of the Thunderbolts with his role as Sentry, the main villain of that film. And there are reports that they were going to begin filming in April. I'm going to get into the details here in a second, but I cannot believe that this is real life. I'm reporting on this on the third day of, the year, but it only took them 2 days. Unbelievable. Guys, for those of you that don't know, though, I know I opened this a little bit cold, like I said, my name is Ty. If you guys enjoy movie-related content, please consider dropping a subscribe on this channel. It would mean the world to me. And also, if you like this video, consider dropping a like. That would really mean a lot to me. But let's dive into the details here, because this is going to be more of an unedited video. I really edit most of my videos, but this one I'm going to keep unedited, because I'm just annoyed, honestly. I've tried to defend the MCU time after time after time. Oh, where can they go after Kang? Where can they pivot to after all these bad projects they've been releasing? And I just don't even know anymore. This movie is going to be filming in April, okay? It's releasing, again, at the end of 2025. It is the last of those 4 movies dropping in 2025. And they just lost their villain. There's been rumors recently that Ryan Gosling was meeting with Marvel, and maybe because, Kevin Feige might have known behind the scenes that Steven was kind of turned off by this role, so maybe they were already trying to look for someone to replace him. But I cannot believe this. It is pretty suspicious to me, though, that all of a sudden he's dropping out because of scheduling conflicts suddenly. 4 months before they're going to start filming. And again, I think that it was blamed on, the strike, which does kind of make sense. But at the same time, it's a little bit suspicious to me because of another scenario that happened recently. Scream 7, which is a movie that's essentially been ruined. The main lead, I forgot her name, I apologize, was fired because of controversial statements. Then Jenna Ortega, the other main lead, immediately drops out because also, on paper, of scheduling conflicts. That one was more obvious because the other lead just dropped out, so obviously she's going to drop out too. Why would you want to be a part of something that looks like it's going to be headed in a disastrous direction? But the fact that it was officially blamed on scheduling conflicts makes me just a little bit more suspicious with this. Because Steven Yeun is an amazing actor. Obviously, his main huge role being Glenn from The Walking Dead. I haven't watched that show in years. When I was a younger teenager, I really enjoyed that show. But last year, and I'm not really a big show watcher, my favorite show of the year was Beef, starring him as the main role. And I've got to say, I loved that show. It was phenomenal, and it really showed, especially his range as an actor. He was comedic, he was emotional, he did a lot in that show, and he really carried it. Not that everyone else didn't do a phenomenal job, but his performance really improved that show. And the fact that they just lost him is so devastating, like I was saying. Because, yeah, sure, you can replace him with somebody. The MCU, they have their connections. But isn't that just crazy? That 4 months, actually, technically less if it's early April, right before they're about to film this film, he drops out? That's crazy. And the thing is, this terrifies me for the future of the MCU. We just had the Kang situation, obviously, that was a legal thing. It's not like, Jonathan Majors just dropped out. He had a legal situation going on and he got fired. But now, Steven Yeun dropped out. And I'm assuming that Sentry was going to be like a one-off villain where he was going to be a really great villain potentially, but it was probably going to be just for one movie, so his contract was probably for one film. But I look at the Thunderbolts, and I think of someone like Florence Pugh. Also, happy birthday to her. Today's her 28th birthday. It's pretty ironic. I look at someone like her, right? She signed on for Marvel in, probably like 2020, 2019 to star as Yelena in Black Widow. And this was before, everything, kind of went haywire and everything was crazy with the MCU. The MCU was still a top tier franchise in Hollywood. I look at someone like her, right? And why would she want to continue being in the MCU? I get that currently she's probably signed on like a multi-project deal, whether that's shows or movies. But why would she want to re-sign? What if the Thunderbolts is like her last film on her contract? What would really intrigue her to re-sign her contract? She's a rising star. She's maybe, a B-list celebrity right now? Maybe teetering on the line of A. I'm only saying that just because she's still very young. But, she probably doesn't want to be in the MCU anymore. And I feel like that's going to be a trend where we're going to actually be seeing more people dropping out. And I don't know how Hollywood contracts work. Maybe she, can't drop out, because I feel like that's what a contract's meant to do. But at the same time, things are looking scary right now, because he drops out, and now it's like, okay, you kind of centered this script around him, probably with him in mind, playing the role, playing to his strengths as an actor, and then all of a sudden, guy drops out. One big problem that this kind of brings up for me too is that now going into this movie, in the 2 years when it comes out, I'm going to the theater. If there aren't any delays, if we know the script hasn't been rewritten, I'm just going to be thinking in my head, this script was written for Steven Yeun playing Sentry. It wasn't meant for fill in the blank actor that's in there right now. And again, this is just another movie from the MCU that's either going to be reshot, Frankenstein together, just reworked once they actually finish production, and it might end up being a mess for that very reason. And this is one that really had potential. This is like our big team up that's actually coming to the MCU, and especially since, everyone's been complaining about how there really hasn't been that much like connective tissue in the MCU. This was going to be a movie that was kind of going to start to pull things together, especially as we head into like Avengers and things like that. But I'm just amazed. I'm literally at a loss for words over this. This was so out of left field. Daniel RPK, I believe is his name, said that he's seen pictures of him actually trying on his suit. And as funny as it is, he actually said it looked amazing. It was like the best costume in the MCU. And then, like 2 days later, he drops out of the movie. What is going on with the MCU, man? I don't know. And again, I'm not going to sit here and like blame Kevin Feige or blame anyone, because it was him. But at the same time, the MCU shouldn't be a franchise that you're just like dying to drop out of. It should be the franchise that you're willing to drop other projects out of to join. And I'm not saying that, they're at that status right now, because again, I'm an MCU fan, but I don't deny when they're doing things terribly. And that's right now. It's really a shame, and I wonder if he just read that script and he was like, man, I really don't know if I should make this movie. I kind of want to pivot to more independent films or just another direction, because wow, this is just surprising. They're fitting him for the suit. He's ready to go. They're ready to start filming. The main villain drops out. Let me know down in the comments, guys. What do you think about this? Do you think that it really was scheduling conflicts? Do you think he just didn't really like the script? Who knows? Regardless, thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.